Ladies and gentlemen of Cowboys Nation, buckle up because the trade deadline drums are beating louder than a sold-out AT&T Stadium on game night. It's October 24th, 2025, and as we barrel toward Week 7, the Dallas Cowboys, yes, America's team, are sitting at 3-3-1, right in the thick of that NFC East dogfight.
But here's the hook that's got everyone from Frisco to Fort Worth buzzing. Stephen Jones just dropped a bombshell hint that the front office is hunting for a defensive game-changer before the clock strikes midnight on November 4th. Could this be the move that catapults the boys back to Super Bowl glory? Or just another chapter in the Jerry Jones saga of bold swings and bigger dreams? Stick around, folks. I've got the scoop, the stats, the stories, and a prediction that'll have you yelling, "How about them Cowboys?" from the rooftops. Let's start with the headlines, because if you're a die-hard fan like me, you've been refreshing your phone since Sunday's thriller. The Cowboys offense? It's firing on all cylinders, a high-octane machine that's averaging nearly 30 points a game, led by that gunslinger Dak Prescott, who's slinging it like Roger Staubach in his prime, with over 2,000 yards and 18 touchdowns already. CeeDee Lamb. The guy's a walking highlight reel, snagging 45 catches for 650 yards, turning defensive backs into pretzels with his route-running wizardry. And don't get me started on the ground game. Ezekiel Elliott's veteran savvy mixed with the fresh legs of a rookie backfield is keeping defenses guessing. It's elite, folks, top 5 in the league for yards per play. But flip the script to that defense. Oof. They're leaking like a sieve, ranking dead last in points allowed per game at 28.5 and 30th against the run. Turnovers. Only 6 forced all season. Micah Parsons is a beast, 8 sacks, terrorizing quarterbacks like it's his personal vendetta, but even Superman needs a sidekick when the Legion of Doom is ganging up. Enter Stephen Jones, the Cowboys EVP and the brains behind the Jones family empire, who's been as candid as your uncle at Thanksgiving dinner. Speaking to Jory Epstein of Yahoo Sports, Jones laid it out plain. With the way this league is, there's only 2 teams with 1 loss, and one of them has a loss and a tie, and so everybody's going to think they're in it. So if you're in it, you don't just want to move on from a guy like you're saying, "Hey, I'm going to trade a few guys off, take picks and get ready for next year." You don't find many teams like that. And we don't really feel like we need down-the-line guys. We need a guy who'd be a frontline guy who'd make a difference. Boom, there it is. No tinkering around the edges. They're after a frontline disruptor, someone to pair with Parsons and turn that backfield into a no-fly zone. And Jones didn't stop there. There's a lot of things we're going to watch. The right deal comes up, we'll look at it. Translation. The war room's lit up like the Dallas skyline, with Jerry pacing the floors, cigar in hand, dreaming of that next Lombardi trophy. Now, let's dive deeper, because this isn't just smoke, it's a 5-alarm fire in the Cowboys' defensive war chest. Tactically, Mike Zimmer's scheme was supposed to be a return to that bone-crushing 90s grit, remember? The days of the triplets, Emmett, Aikman, Irvin, dominating with a defense that swarmed like hornets. But injuries to the D-line have left gaps wider than the gulf between Texas and Louisiana. Trayvon Diggs is back from his ACL nightmare, picking off passes like it's 2021 all over again, but the edge rush? It's sputtering. Parsons can't carry it solo. He's double-teamed on every snap, and the interior line is getting pushed around like shopping carts in a Black Friday stampede. Compare that to last season's 12-5 finish, where they ranked top 10 in sacks. Now, they're scraping bottom at 22nd. The NFC East is a bloodbath. The Eagles are flying high at 5-1 with that brotherly shove offense. The Giants are gritty under Brian Daboll, and even the Commanders are nipping at heels with Jaden Daniels' magic. At 3-3-1, one tie against the Steelers that still haunts my nightmares. The Cowboys need a spark. A trade isn't a luxury, it's survival. And oh, the rumors, they're swirling hotter than a Texas summer. The biggest name on everyone's lips? Max Crosby, that Las Vegas Raiders all-pro defensive end who's a sack machine with 52.5 over 5 seasons, built like a brick wall at 6 feet 5 inches, 265 pounds, and relentless as a Vegas slot machine that won't quit paying out. Crosby's the guy who could slide right in opposite Parsons, creating a nightmare duo that forces quarterbacks to choose between fight or flight. Reports out of Dallas had the Cowboys dialing up the Raiders, but Vegas shut it down quick. Not interested, said GM Tom Telesco. Conflicting whispers, though. Insider Brian Broaddus, the voice of reason in Big D, told me off air, this one's not dead yet. Jerry loves a good poker bluff. If Crosby's off the table, the wish list is stacked. Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals, who's notched 9 sacks this year and could be had if Cincy stumbles. Bradley Chubb of the Broncos, a proven pass rusher with that Super Bowl pedigree. Jermaine Johnson too, the Jets' rising star if New York season implodes. Or Jalen Phillips from Miami, whose speed off the edge would fit Zimmer's blitz packages like a glove. Cost: a first-rounder, maybe a young piece like Darren Bland. No one's giving away blue chippers for free in this parody paradise. To put this in perspective, let's rewind the Cowboys tape. Remember 2018? That mid-season swoon at 3-5 had folks calling for heads, but Jerry pulled the trigger on Amari Cooper, and boom, playoff berth, NFC East crown. Or go back to the 90s dynasty. 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, fueled by savvy moves like drafting Deion Sanders. The Jones era is defined by these gambles: bold, brash, and unapologetically American. Fun trivia for you casuals tuning in. Did you know the Cowboys were the first team to hit $1 billion in value back in 2000, thanks to that gleaming AT&T Stadium, aka Jerry World, with its 80,000 seats and a retractable roof that says, "We're bigger than your wildest dreams"? And the rivalries. Oh man, nothing fires up Cowboys Nation like sticking it to the Eagles, those midnight green thugs who've owned the division lately, or outgunning the Giants in that classic blue blood brawl. Pop culture tie-in. Picture this: Dak channeling his inner Yellowstone cowboy, roping in wins while the defense plays the villain arc from a Tarantino flick. Gritty, explosive, overdue for redemption. I caught up with a fictional stand-in for what a real chat might sound like. Imagine Micah Parsons, post-practice, sweat still dripping, mic in hand. "Look, we've got the heart, we've got the fire." But adding a beast like Crosby? That'd be like handing me a rocket launcher in a knife fight. Offense is carrying us, but defense wins championships. Jerry knows it, we live it. And from a starry-eyed fan in the stands, tailgating with brisket and blue stars, if we land that trade, I'm painting my truck silver and blue. Cowboys forever, hook 'em. Even Jerry himself, in my imagined huddle: "Son, we're not rebuilding, we're reloading. This team's got Super Bowl DNA. Time to inject some fresh adrenaline." So, what's the outlook? If the Cowboys pull off this coup, say,